Welcome to the Connecting with DZ video series. Our next topic is legacy. As we move through our careers, we often begin to focus on what we are going to leave behind, both the people and the results. When should we start to think about legacy as part of our lives? And can we be intentional about leaving a legacy? Today we have a discussion with DZ on his approach to leaving and living a legacy.
Well, that's actually where we're going to start, DZ, is when do you think people should start thinking about their legacy?
Well, for years I encouraged the admin residents at UW, what is a legacy your class is going to leave? Or what is your legacy going to be when you leave the residency program? So I think, the sooner they start thinking about it and framing it, what are they contributing? And it starts then. Residents contribute a lot, to programs. So what will people remember you by? And, it could even be something that didn't work out. They'll remember you by it, but it still brings value. And so I think you start then. I would encourage people to read Jim McAllister's Whitney address on legacy. I thought he did a really good job in terms of outlining how to think about it. So, people that got an interest in that, I would encourage them to go back into the AJHP and find Jim McAllister's Whitney address.
When you think about your legacy, what do you think it is and what stands out the most to you?
I kind of hope it's that I connected a lot of people. I connected ideas with ideas, people with people, and connected ideas with connected people. I kind of hope that's how people remember me. That I was always working on using my past experiences, activities that came up with ideas that other people didn't have that might be valuable.
So let me be more deliberate about that. You said the word people 5 times in that response. So when you look at a legacy, is it about a department? Is it about a program you started, or is it about other people you've influenced?
No, I think it's not about what you are, title-wise, career-wise, it's who you are. I think, who you are is much more important than what you are, or what you think you are by title, job, position, activity, or career.
DZ, when you think about how your legacy was shaped, were there moments that mattered most or people that mattered most, like that thought about connecting people and ideas?
No, I think it's just a continuous stream of activities. I don't think there was any that I can recall tipping point. It just continually evolves. More experiences you have, the more it adds to who you are, and not what you are or what you think you are. It's who.
Dave, there's going to be a lot of future aspiring future leaders watching this video series, and not many people have had the opportunity to leave behind the legacy you have with the literally thousands of people who are better off because of you and who share the stories you shared with them and their thoughts about you with their learners and mentees. But thinking about legacy, if you could go back in time and change one thing about the legacy you've left, what would that be?
No, I wouldn't change anything. It's turned out as it was supposed to be. Even though I may not have thought it was a good idea, it was supposed to be. So I wouldn't change anything. That's great. I mean, there may be some other people that would look at it a little different than that, but me personally, hey, the life is what it is. I lived it as fullest as I could. I did it as organized as I could, thinking about a life plan for the number of years, and so I think it's kind of all worked out. Some to much better than I ever thought possible. Some not quite to the extent I would have wished. But no, I wouldn't have changed anything. It was supposed to be.
Well, time with leaders like DZ should be both informational and inspirational, and it should also be enjoyable. It should be fun. So one last question for you, Dave. Can you please explain to us the importance of a 3x5 card and how you use them?
Okay, so let me tell you how I got into it. I was in a meeting, I believe it was with the Squibb Advisory Board in New York City. And I stayed over on Saturday night because I couldn't get a flight. I was walking down New York Street and I came on Marble Collegiate Church. Norman Vincent Peale was the pastor, and I'd watched him on TV. And so I decided, gee, I saw his name, I'm going to go in and hear him. I walked in and there was another person preaching. I walked out, and as I was standing on the front steps, a woman came up to me and she said, "Are you here to see Dr. Peale?" Yeah, I said, "He's not speaking. He will be at the next service. Would you like to have coffee with him?" So it was her uncle. And so she took me to the cafeteria where we had coffee. He pulled out his 3x5 cards and he says, "This is all you need in life to keep track of the most important things." So that's how I happened to start using 3x5 cards. So he used that for his sermon. He pulled it out 3 times during the sermon and looked at it, and that stuck with me forever. Everything I need to know, I can put on a 3x5 card. So that's how it sort of started and happened.
And do you still do that to this day?
No, now I got a phone. It's I think it's 3 by 4.5 or 2.5 by 4, but now I do it electronically. And I got a lot of notes. If you want to, I'll share them for a small fee.
But the point is, you take notes on just about everything. I can remember every conversation I've ever had with you.
Yep.
It seems like you were teaching me, but you were the one writing down information based on the conversation. Is that, it's like a habit you got yourself into that you just use throughout life?
Yeah, because there's pearls that crossed your mind, and if I can't remember them all. And so I think if it's worthy of getting down, I'll do it. So it may be a person's name, it may be an idea. So anything that at the moment that strikes me, gee, that's interesting, that's important, and I put it in one of my notes. I'll show you the notes. I got my pharmacy ideas, I got my hunting ideas, I got quite a file of notes electronically. Don't mean anything to anybody else, but they're helpful to me.